Jet lag, flight fatigue, whatever you want to call it, it affects most travelers going across time zones, and it totally sucks. My name's Megan, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing my top hacks to help you beat jet lag and get back to enjoying your trip as quickly as possible. If this video is helpful, don't forget to share it with any travelers, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe. I'm back here every week with lots of travel hacks coming your way. Jet lag is the result of a disruption in our body's internal clocks. Our biological clocks drive our circadian rhythm, which controls a heck of a lot, including anticipating when we should be waking up and when we should be going to sleep. When you cross multiple time zones, all of these biological clocks go completely out of whack, and you end up feeling like meh. Beating jet lag actually begins when you start booking your flights. Let's say you have 2 weeks vacation and you're coming from the US. If you decide to fly all the way over to Thailand, you're crossing many time zones and you're likely going to spend the first 4 days of your trip feeling like a zombie while you're trying to temple hop and hang out with elephants. It might not be worth it. You may want to instead book your vacation somewhere north, like Canada, or heading south to Central America or South America where you're not crossing time zones and likely won't be affected by jet lag. If you are flying across many time zones, you may want to book a stopover on your trip. From the US, you could stop somewhere in Europe for 3 or 4 nights and give your body some time to adjust before the next leg of your trip as you cross more time zones. If you were stuck with a horrible seat, like the middle seat in the middle of the plane, the day of your flight is the time to sign up for notifications anytime someone goes on and changes their seat or cancels their ticket, which happens way more often than you would think. You'll receive a notification and you can go and snag that new seat. Consider upgrading your seat. If it's a long-haul flight and it's going to save you from a few days of feeling really crappy on your vacation, it may be worth the cost. Book your flights to arrive in the evening of the local time. I don't care what time it is back home. After plane travel, I am always exhausted and ready for bed. By arriving at around 4 p.m., it gives you just enough time to get through the airport, get to your hotel, shower, eat a quick dinner, and go to bed at an early local bedtime so you can wake up the next day feeling refreshed and ready to enjoy your vacation. Prepare your body before you fly, beginning 1 week prior to your trip. Let's say that you're very rigid with your schedule. You eat at a certain time, you go to sleep at a certain time, you wake up at a certain time. It is going to be very difficult to adjust to a new time zone. Try to relax your schedule as much as you can leading up to your trip. West is best, east is a beast. Adjusting to eastward travel is going to be more difficult on your body because you're actually losing hours. As opposed to if you fly west where you're gaining hours, you're giving your body more time to adjust. Start adjusting to the local time of your destination 3 days before your trip. If you're traveling east, sleep earlier and then wake up earlier. Try to get sunlight early in the morning. If you're traveling west, go to bed a little bit later and then sleep in later. Get your sunlight as much as possible in the evening hours. As soon as you board the plane and that door closes, it really doesn't matter what time it is back home. Take your electronics and change them to the time of the destination that you will be arriving in. Do this for your watch, for your phone, and then it sends a little subliminal message to your mind to start you preparing for this new time well before you actually arrive. Sleep on the plane. Assuming you're not a superhuman that's going to pass out and be asleep for 8 hours feeling fully rested, a few hours of dozing here and there is only going to help keep your body in tip-top shape. Ask the flight attendant for an extra pillow that you can use behind your lower back. Bring an eye mask, use some earplugs, and check out my video on 50 flight hacks for your best flight ever so you can have your best flight ever. I'll link that below. Avoid caffeine and alcohol. By crossing these time zones, your body is already going to be completely out of whack. Don't confuse it even more with stimulants and depressants. Caffeine is an obvious stimulant, but with alcohol, I used to think that a glass of wine was the perfect thing to calm my nerves and put me to sleep on a flight. Well, it definitely put me to sleep, but it didn't help keep me asleep. Alcohol is only going to dehydrate you even more, making it harder for you to stay asleep. I recommend bringing your own caffeine-free herbal tea bags and then hitting up the flight attendant for some free hot water. You may also want to consider a natural supplement like melatonin. Do your own research, see if it's right for you. Usually, it's right for me. Download Flux onto your computer and onto your smartphone. If you have an iPhone like me, you can also just use Night Shift, which you'll find in your settings, and it's going to have the same effect. Both Flux and Night Shift change the lighting from your devices so that they don't emit blue light, which suppresses melatonin, the hormone that makes you feel drowsy. So when you look at this blue light, it stops you from falling and staying asleep. Honestly, whether you travel or not, having a free app like Flux that's going to stop this blue light in the evening hours before you go to sleep is just a good idea. Think twice before eating plain food. Particularly if you're arriving early in the morning, do not eat that carby, oily, salty, sugary-filled breakfast that they serve you because it's going to make you so sleepy and put you to sleep when you arrive. And when you arrive, the first thing you should be trying to do, if it's daytime, is getting out in the sun. Operate in the time zone of where you are when you arrive. Don't even think about what you would normally be doing or what you should be doing based on the time back home. If it's daytime, get out, move your body, and get in the sunlight. Push through. Don't go to sleep. The one exception here is that if you arrive exceptionally early in the morning, say 5 a.m. at your hotel, then it's okay to get a few hours of sleep, but I'd say get out and exploring and into that sunlight by noon at the latest. I know this is going to be hard to get started because you're probably exhausted from your flight, but it's crazy what a little bit of sunlight and some movement can do for your mental health and your body in general. My favorite thing to do when I arrive, if it's daytime, is to drop my bags at the hotel, put on some comfy shoes, and just go for a walk. Usually I end up so distracted by all the crazy new things I'm seeing around me that I forget about how tired I am. I have a nice full day, and then I go to sleep that night, putting myself onto the proper schedule for the rest of the trip. Here is the cold, hard truth. You could do all of this to a T and still have a horrible case of jet lag. My final tip is to ignore every other tip on this and listen to your body above all. If you're completely exhausted and you arrive and it's daytime, if you need to sleep to recuperate, do it. Airports, airplanes, it's so stressful, and they're both notorious for spreading bugs that are going to make you sick. It is much better to sleep and be thrown off for a few days with a case of jet lag than it is to get sick and end up ruining the rest of your vacation. I used to try to maximize every single second of every day with a jam-packed schedule right when I arrived, and then I would feel guilty and bad because I would go to the destinations such as the Eiffel Tower, and I'd be looking at it just feeling so crappy that you're not enjoying it, and then it's not worth it. So to sum it all up, adjust your schedule a few days before you fly. If you arrive and there's sunlight, get out in it, and if you're exhausted, in the end, listen to your body. Are there any jet lag tips that I missed that have really helped you? Please leave them in the comments below. I would love to know, and I'm sure everyone else watching would as well. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, share it with any travelers that are traveling across lots of different time zones, and subscribe because I would love to see you back here again for more tips and hacks next Tuesday. Have a good week. Bye.